Hey, what's up, YouTube? I wanted to give you a little information on how I choose the right weather to go fishing. As we know in kayak fishing that the weather is really important to not only your safety but also catching fish. And you don't want to have a miserable experience when you get out there and the water's rough and the wind's blowing really hard. So here's a little information that I use to make sure it's going to be a good day. Basically, first thing I'm going to do, since I fish here in Pensacola mostly, is type in the Pensacola Marine Forecast. And that's going to take us right here to the National Weather Service. So I'm going to click on the National Weather Service, which is going to take me to this little page right here. And as you can see the buoys all along the coast and in the inlets, and basically you can tell where your information is coming from. As you zoom in and out, you'll see the entire area. Here we can see the entire area of Pensacola Beach. Or you can see the entire area of Pensacola. Alright, now if you click on one of these buoys, it'll pop up a screen here and it'll tell you where the observation is coming from. This is basically coming from this station right here. Gives you basically where it's at and barometer, sea depth, temperature, etc., etc. I know that if I want to fish the 3 Mile Bridge, my information is coming from this area right here. So as we zoom in, we can see the 3 Mile Bridge stretching from Pensacola to Gulf Breeze. And next thing, basically fishing from out of a kayak, we need to know, is it going to be choppy, churny, moderate? Is it going to be smooth, or is it going to be low chop? What exactly is the weather going to be like? For me, if it's anything above a light chop, I'm not going out there in a kayak because it's churny and it'll beat you to death. And if you don't have a pedal kayak, you're going to get blown all over the place. It's going to be hard to stay on the bridge and out of the pylons. We're going to come up here to Pensacola Bay area, including Santa Rosa Sound, which is the area I check. It's going to give you the next 7 days in the forecast of wind, thunderstorms, and conditions. We see here for the rest of the day today, it's going to be choppy, and thunderstorms are going to be likely. 20-knot winds, which is howling, and tonight it's going to be a moderate chop. So it's going to slowly die down going into Wednesday. And then you're going to see it pick back up again, moderate chop. Usually early in the morning, the bay is kind of laying flat because basically early in the morning it's going to be not as choppy. It's going to be a little smoother because of convection. Basically the earth hasn't heated up yet. As the day wears on, you're going to get into the moderate chop, which it might be light or smooth in the mornings, but once the sun starts heating up the earth, it's going to start getting a little churnier. Let's look out. Wednesday night looks like it's going to be a light chop, so it might be fishable late in the afternoon from moderate to light. Okay, but you want it smooth if you're going to be in the bay under the 3 Mile Bridge. Light chop is okay. So for me, I'm looking for light chop or less, or I'm not going. Okay, we got an idea what the bay is going to be like. You can back out of here and you can even see. So let's check Pensacola Beach. Say you're prepping for an offshore trip off Pensacola Beach. I'm clicking right here. It's going to bring up this little weather forecast, and it's going to give me the next few days, weather, temperature, seas, etc. And we see that seas are going to be 1 to 2 feet this afternoon. And we're going to have a west-southwest wind, so that's basically cutting across the beach. Not directly, but coming in and cutting across. So we're going to have kind of a mixed surf out there. Okay, so we see tonight it's going to be about the same, and then into Wednesday morning it sees 1 foot or less, west-southwest, 10 to 15 knots. 10 to 15 knots isn't too bad. You're still going to get blown around, have to paddle a lot. I like it 10 knots or less. But this can work. Once we have our weather forecast from the NOAA website, my next step is I'm going to back out and I'm going to check the Pensacola surf forecast. I think this is one of the most important ones because it's a lot more detailed than the NOAA site, and it gives you an idea of, is the surf going to be clean, fair, choppy, and in what direction is it going to be coming from. Okay, so let's look at today. We're seeing that in the morning it's going to be 1 to 2 foot surf. This is basically the break, what's coming into the shoreline itself. So knee-high southwest short period winds. Swell for the morning, going more west-southwest during the day. That break is, for you guys that fish up in the big water, that's not too bad. But for me, I don't like battling through 1 to 2 foot surf because especially it's going to be choppy out there. It's going to be churny, and you're going to have to be paddling the entire day, or you're going to get sucked down the beach. So if we look further down to this weekend, you're going to see Saturday flat. So let's take a look at a flat day. Flat day, minimal ankle high or less surf. This means you're going to be able to cruise out into the water, into the break with no problems. You're not going to get beat up in the break. It's going to be easy to get out, and it's going to basically be like glass. You see this blue here, fairly clean water. So if you run your mouse over Saturday, 5, 6, 7 a.m. is when I'm going to be hitting the surf because of daylight. You're going to see the swells are going to be non-existent. It's going to be like glass, and this is what I'm looking for. I want it 2 feet or less, or I don't really want to play with it anymore, unless I'm trolling for kings. Basically, Saturday morning is what I'm looking for. Now, if you look at Monday morning, we got minimal or less, minimal ankle high or less, and clean in the morning, northeast winds. That north wind is going to lay down the surf, and it's going to be like glass. South winds are going to kind of make it, a lot rougher. So I'm looking for a north wind or a straight south wind. I don't want it to be crushing or churning up the surf down the beach, and I don't want to get sucked down the beach in some crazy rip current. So keep these in mind. And if you're planning a day, okay, and you're saying I'm going to hit the water at 6 a.m., look out at the forecast until like 12 a.m. when you're thinking about getting off the water, and know, how's the wind going to change? How's it going to shift? What's it going to be doing next? Because if I'm planning to fish the day and I see that everything's going to change at 3 p.m. and then I look back over here and I see some, see it red where it's going to be choppy in the afternoon, that means it's going to start to churn, and it's going to be hard to stay in place and not get wore out having to paddle all day. And also, you're going to have rip currents appearing, and you can get sucked down the beach real fast, and before you know it, you're 2 miles down the beach. Now, I think one of the coolest features of this site here is you can take a look at what the beach looks like. Alright, so if I'm thinking about fishing Pensacola Pier, I know there is a camera on the Pensacola Pier, so I am going to hit the Pensacola, Florida Pier cam, and it is going to bring up a live feed of what the beach looks like right now and who's out there. And this thing will just circulate around and give you a good look at what the break's doing, and if it's worth driving all the way out to the beach. So that is a cool feature that if you don't have in your arsenal, you need to put it there. Also, another couple great apps on your phones. Download in Florida, the FWC app, and it'll give you a direct app feed to the NOAA website, and you can click on whatever buoy you need. Check out the 20-mile buoy, and then check out if there's one closer, inshore, and see what the surf's doing and what the forecast is looking like. And then check out the Weather Channel app and see if any storms are going to be blowing up. Just make sure you check out all these things before you get going, so you got an idea of what the weather's going to do while you're out there, and you don't get caught off guard. Also have a VHF wet radio that allows weather updates. It's another cool feature that gives you a live feed of what the weather is doing, and you don't get caught off guard. Also, be sure to like me on Facebook at Yak Motley, and follow me on Instagram at Yak Motley, and on Twitter at Jack Motley Live, and just keep up with all the stuff we got going. You know, we're doing a lot of fishing and having a lot of fun, and meeting a lot of new people. So jump on board and follow us on Facebook, and I hope to see you all around on the water or anything else. Feel free to shoot me some messages and keep in touch, and see you later.